Happy Thanksgiving out there to you guys. Happy holidays. Hope you were enjoying all the time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Hoping you're remaining cognizant of your macros and your calories as you are indulging in the goodies of the season. Okay. But we still want to make sure we keep track. But other than that, enjoy the food, fun, and fellowship with your family on this wonderful holiday. And remember why you are grateful this year, 2024, as we step into 2025. All right, well, let's get into this video. This is the story time, the first episode of the story time series. This is an obesity story time series that I am introducing. I did drop a short earlier. um, I think it was a day ago, saying that I'm introducing this line of series. I'm going to incorporate it within like maybe bi-weekly or maybe once a month. I don't want to overly saturate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to get annoyed with seeing me often because people, tend to get irritated seeing people post regularly, vigorously. But as a content creator, if you are a YouTube content creator, you have to post in accordance to the algorithm and just post in accordance to the direction in which you're trying to go with your channel. So I'm grateful for this channel. That's one a thing I'm grateful for uh, in 2024. I'm also grateful. Real quick, let me put my reasons for being grateful. I'm grateful um, to be over 160 plus pounds down as of now. You know, I'm thankful for the GLP-1 medication being able to aid me in stabilizing my metabolism, stabilizing my relationship with food, stabilizing my ability to incorporate healthy lifestyle practices on a permanent level. I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for the mobility of my limbs. I'm grateful for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for longevity. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for health in general because some people are just in a poor state of health at this time and they live with it every day. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, I'm grateful for my family entirely. I'm grateful for my child. Well, young adult now. I'm grateful just to be here and share my story. I'm grateful to not be overweight or obese anymore. Okay. I'm grateful that I can get on rides at the amusement park. I'm grateful that my thighs don't rub and leave uncomfortable discoloration rashes in between my legs anymore. I'm grateful that I can cross my legs comfortably now in 2024. Yes, I'm grateful that I can wear a pair of heels for a good period of time and not break a hard sweat or feel like I'm about to collapse. I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful to be able to look better in my clothing, feel more confident in my clothing. I'm grateful to be able to sit here and state all the things that I'm grateful for. So, now that I got that out the way, Obesity Story Time, episode 1. He likes you in private, not in public. All right, so this story goes back. This goes back to my childhood, more so grade schoolhood. I was in middle school, and I've been overweight most of my adolescence. Okay, I can't remember the exact weight I was at this time, but I was chunky. I was big. I didn't really have a social scene, a social network at school. I just tried to get through each day, to be honest with you. That's how my days were. I did not eat lunch at school. More so because not because I wasn't hungry, it was because I was just fearful of people's judgments through their eyes and then through their mouths of me sitting down and eating. And then because I did not have friends, finding a spot to sit at lunch felt demoralizing, to be honest with you. Sitting at the table with no one, or sitting at the end of a cafeteria table, other people at the end, people talking and eating and all that, and I'm just sitting at the end waiting for lunch to be over, to be honest with you. If I could skip lunch, I would, and I did. So, my adolescence experience being obese has not been great, which is why I'm divvying out this series of obesity story times, just so that I can release, to be honest with you. Like, this is like a coping mechanism for me, a period for me to share what I've been through, and maybe you guys could resonate, because I'm sure people have experienced this and they're just not comfortable with talking about it. So here we go. So at in grade school, like any other female, any other kid in general, you gain an attraction for someone, right? I'm 13, 14 years old. That's the stage of puberty. That's the stage of feelings wiping all over the place. That's the stage of you being comfortable and getting to know your body and yourself. So I was all going through those levels, okay? Uncomfortable with the way I look, but then at the same time, I'm like trying to find some type of appeal to myself because I want to be appealing to somebody else because there's somebody special at school that I like. But when I look at the whole picture, I realize that no one really was giving me play, to be honest with you. It's like I was always cute for a fat girl. Like, you're cute to be fat. You're pretty to be fat. And I didn't really have a strong sense of fashion, even in my younger years. My mother did the best she could, but really, I missed the mark when it come to fashion. It probably would have made me feel better as an overweight teen. You know what I'm saying? If my fashion was on point, you kind of can counter judgments from people and gain confidence when you know what I'm saying, when you look a certain way. But anyway, so there was this guy, and I was like 13, 14 years old. He was probably like probably sixth, seventh grade or something like that. Okay. And I know he liked me, but he didn't like me in public. He did not like me in public. He lived in my neighborhood. So I definitely saw him often, in passing. And, on non-school days, just chilling out and about, walking around, seeing people. I mean, I didn't have a heavy set of friends, a heavy, strong amount of friends in school, but outside of school, I still had some type of social elements. I did. People did socialize with me. I did have, I wouldn't equate anything much stronger than that until I got a little bit older. Then I got a more closer relationship with friends. But at this time, it was just hanging in the wind. Okay, I really had nobody I can hold on to and say, "Yo, this was my friend, my best friend, or whatever." Everybody was just associate levels or whatever. But in passing, I saw him or whatever. I would talk, bust it up, know people around that, all the neighborhood. We all pretty much knew each other or of each other. Spoke briefly in school, whatever. But at a point, we made an arrangement to go hang out after school. My neighborhood, of course, my spot, of course, the typical thing, go hang out at the house after school. You know, what parents be like, on. But this is a teenage thing. It is what it is. So we were hanging out. And this wasn't the first time we hung out. That's how I know that he liked me. Okay. We would hang out and watch TV in my basement with my mom home on many occasions. We would make out and all of that in the basement. And he go about his business. You know what I'm saying? Um, it even got to a point where I lost my virginity to this person. But here's the thing. He never wanted it to go anywhere outside of us having our private time together at my house. It was not anything evolving into, oh, you are now officially my girlfriend status, which was what I was longing for. It was like I felt like, oh, I got a guy who likes me. Oh, I hope he makes me his girlfriend. I'm like, yes, I want to be his girlfriend. I want to wear a varsity jacket. You know what I'm saying? I want to hold hands in the hallway. I want his arm around me. I want him hanging over my locker. You know what I'm saying? Or, I want him behind the locker door when I close and I didn't know he was there and he's scared out of me. You know what I mean? Like, where you going? Type of thing. So I was like, yes, this is it, right? I'm like, yes. And then, when you lose your virginity anyway, like most females end up getting head over heels more so than the guy for real, for real. Cause I don't know why that happens that way, but when we lose our virginity, it's like we automatically step into the emotional lane. We are really in our feelings as females. So when I did lose it, I'm just like, this is it. We really gonna be together. But before I lost my virginity to him, we were just hanging out and we were having a good time, talking, all that. I know he liked my personality and he was respectful to my mother and all of that. But he never wanted to take anything exclusive at school. And I'm not throwing any names out there, but if he ever came across this video, he know who he is. He know who he is, child. But how to deal with stuff like that, right? How did that affect me? It made me feel at the time that me being obese or overweight at the time, because I think I was kind of scale in both areas, obesity and overweight. Um, that affects someone's true, genuine liking of you in public. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I'm like, he likes me enough to hang out with me in private, but when we go to school, he don't say too much to me. So that put me in a different mental space. But just because I had the attention, it still served me some level of comfort and something that I wanted to sustain. When that attention stopped, I started to feel some type of way. And I'm like, all right, well, now let's go into the dating game. Who's next to give me some type of attention? Who actually will want to be my boyfriend? That really opened my eyes. And in reflecting on it now, it just makes me see how ruthless people really can be. You feel what I'm saying? How ruthless people can be at that stage of life. Growing up, be overweight or obese is not fun, and it comes with a series of traumatic incidents, whether emotional or physical. Um, it's not the most memorable, but you will never forget it. So losing my virginity should have been really memorable. I'll never forget it, but it's not memorable to that point of appreciation because it was done with a person who only wanted me in private and not in public. Why does obesity, the way a woman looks, her weight, cause so much social anxiety in adolescence? You know what I mean? In grade school, the hardest periods of your life, people underestimate, is going through grade school, dealing with the changes that you go through, dealing with body imaging, body dysmorphia, whether you're obese, overweight, or you're too skinny, you're too slim. You're dealing with skinny shame, you're dealing with fat shame. But honestly, fat shaming is just a little bit more heavier, no pun intended, than skinny shaming. It hits harder. It hits different. And you can't really compare the two like that, but you can compare in a sense, but you can't compare equally. And that's just what it is. The level of trauma that comes with fat shaming is just it's in a sense almost uncomparable to trauma through fat shame. I mean through skinny shaming. I that's my opinion. That's just how it is. But that's what I've dealt with in my experience. Um, I did not know But listen, here's the thing. This goes into a segment of another topic. Being complacent with anyone just because you want somebody to want you. This kind of is subsidiary falls into that topic. Did I need to continue to deal with them? No. I could have stopped dealing with them. I could have tried to bring my attention to someone else or not pay no attention to anyone and just focus on me, which I was trying to do at that time. Um, at that time, I did lose 50 pounds, to be honest with you. I was going through a weight journey since my adolescence, okay? I've been dealing with bullying, dealing with social acceptance, inner acceptance, body acceptance, body dysmorphia. I dealing with all the things. And I was fed up at a certain age because I'm in grade school. I'm going up in grade school, middle school, and all that. And I want to be appreciated. I want to feel like I can be popular if possible. So I'm like I put the work in, and I really was a dancer. Like I was on a step team and all that eventually. I really had a desire to dance and didn't understand why I was overweight. So I used my dancing skills and I danced for 30 minutes every day. My mother used to be like, keep it down there, because she would hear me doing routines and stuff. Like I would put routines together and go through the dance routine to some music blasting in my room. Heavy activity, burning super calories, sweating and all that. Weight was coming off at 15. I lost 50 pounds at 15 years old. 50 pounds. That changed the trajectory of the way people thought of me from that point too. We're gonna get into that in another video. That definitely did. When I lost that 50 pounds at 15, and I was wearing the jersey dresses and the baseball dresses, and this when the first Nokia came out, and the jelly gladiator um sandals was out. Like I had a job at McDonald's working full time. My mom let me clock my check, so I'm bringing home $600 plus. Okay, and they have to give nobody nothing. Ballin'. I changed my life at that point. But before I lost that 50 pounds, I was kind of in a sucking place trying to find myself and really settling for whoever would give me some type of attention because I felt like that's as good as I'm going to get. So accept what you can get because that's all you can get. Look at how you look. That was my mindset at that time. I'm like, people are not going to want me, so just take what you can get and be grateful. And that's not a healthy mindset to be in. That's the mindset I was in for a long time till I took my physical appearance into my own hands and dieted and lost that 50 pounds. And then the gates opened up for all types of attention. Just let that's how that went. So that's the gist of this story time on he wants to be with you in private, not in public. So that's the end of the first obesity story time series. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you took something away from that. Me just sharing my life, y'all, my experiences. I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Be real.